Welcome to the Glitch Report, your daily marketing botcast. Brought to you by Leadpages. Here are our hosts, Kai and Luna.
Today is wild. Google dropped some crazy AI. I mean,
all right.
Crazy. We've also got a whole bunch of CMOs, like big names, right? They're kind of like, hold on, some of these trends, not so sure about these.
Yeah, a lot of pushback, a lot of skepticism.
Totally. And get this. We're even talking about the hashtag. Like, is it dead? Remember when we used to just like
stuff them in,
cram every post full of them?
Yeah.
So we're going to break all of that down. But first, let's talk AI, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Google they just unleashed this thing called, what was it? Gemini 2.0 Flash, I think.
Gemini 2.0 Flash, yep.
And like, it's not just, writing a blog post or something. We're talking images, audio, like the whole shebang.
Well, and this is really interesting because it kind of plays into Google's bigger vision, right? Autonomous agents.
Oh, right.
So picture this. It's almost like having this like personal AI assistant, right? But for marketing specifically. You tell it what you want to do and it handles it.
Whoa.
Yeah, like, hey, Gemini, write me some killer ad copy for, I don't know, a new line of sustainable sneakers. Boom, done.
That is kind of amazing. But isn't there like a risk? Like it all just feels kind of, I don't know, robotic.
Yeah, that's the big question, right? Like, how do you keep that human touch, that authenticity?
Exactly. Which, kind of brings us to our next point, right?
Yeah.
Because we've got all these CMOs. I mean, these are the big marketing folks, and they're like calling out some trends, saying, hey, some of this stuff, it's hype. Mm-hmm. And they're really pushing for like real connections, real value. Yeah,
and it's less about like chasing these flashy trends and more about like building genuine relationships.
Totally. And like there are some pretty juicy quotes here. For example, Stephanie Perdue over at Chipotle. She's like totally over the whole traditional celebrity endorsement thing. Like just slapping a famous face on a product and calling it a day.
Right, because I mean, especially with like Gen Z and younger audiences, they see right through that.
Yeah.
They want authenticity.
For sure. Oh, and then there's Andy Judd, right? He's the CMO over at Poppy. And he's questioning this obsession we have with ROAS.
Return on ad spend, yeah.
Yeah, that thing. Like how much money are you getting back for every dollar you spend on advertising? And he's basically saying like, hey, maybe we're missing the bigger picture here.
Which is it's a valid point, right? Like, yeah, ROAS matters, but it's not the only thing.
Right. It's like you can get so caught up in the numbers that you forget about like building a brand that people actually like care about.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got folks like Luby Stretchan at Free People. She's kind of wary of all this AI generated content. Like, are we really ready to just, I don't know, replace human models with AI creations?
That feels kind of like dystopian.
Yeah, it does have that vibe, doesn't it? But it's a conversation we need to have, right? Like where do we draw the line?
Absolutely. Oh, and speaking of buzzwords,
yeah,
right? We can't forget Shiv Gupta. He's calling out terms like curation and identity.
Oh yeah, he's like, enough with the jargon.
Exactly. Sometimes it feels like the marketing world just loves to like overcomplicate things.
Totally. Just say what you mean.
All right. Ready for a real shift?
Hit me.
Hashtags. Remember them?
Oh yeah.
Like we used to go crazy with them, but now it's like they're fading away.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? Like even Adam Mosseri, the head honcho over at Instagram, he's basically saying, look, hashtags don't really help you reach more people anymore. Yeah, and we're seeing this on other platforms too, like Threads. They're kind of limiting how you can use hashtags. And then you've got, Elon Musk over on X. He pretty much declared hashtags dead.
Wow, okay. So are hashtags just like useless now?
Well, not necessarily. There are like some exceptions. Like if you're really trying to reach a specific niche community,
right,
they can still be useful for that. But in terms of like overall reach, not so much.
I guess it makes sense. Like the algorithms are getting so smart now that they can probably figure out what your content is about without needing all those hashtags.
Exactly. Like LinkedIn. Yeah. They're all about content relevance these days. So it's really about creating high quality content that speaks to your target audience.
So what's the takeaway here? Like, what do our listeners need to know?
I'd say the marketing world it's changing fast. AI is definitely going to play a bigger role, but human creativity, authenticity, those are still essential.
Yeah.
Marketers need to adapt, stay informed, and focus on building those genuine connections with their audience.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about connecting with people, right?
Absolutely. Building relationships. providing value.
So maybe instead of chasing every shiny new trend, we should just focus on what actually works, what actually resonates with people.
That's a great point to end on.
Right. Like, will AI eventually just like wipe out all the current marketing trends? Who knows? But until next time, everyone, keep exploring, stay curious.
Stay curious.
And we'll catch you on our next deep dive.